everybody, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Now, for this episode, we're going to look at another animated sequel, and this one requires a little backstory. I'm sure some of you out there remember Rock Dog, a Chinese-American computer-animated comedy movie produced by Mandu Pictures and the Hawaii Brothers. And I still stand by that this film is a guilty pleasure for me. While it's not one of the best animated foreign films that I've seen, I think the story is very comical, some of the characters were okay, and the music was absolutely great to listen to. Also, during the summer of 2021, Rock Dog gained its first direct-to-DVD/Blu-ray sequel, and as I said in my blog from that time, I think it's equally as entertaining as the first film, though the story was a bit predictable, and I thought it was pretty surprising that most of the cast had been replaced by magical ponies from Equestria. However, during that blog, I mentioned that a third movie would get released in 2022 in China. But now that it's released here in America, question is this new movie a rock and roll hit, or is it a sour note? Well, let's not waste any more time. Released to DVD and Blu-ray on January 24th, 2023, the movie is Rock Dog 3: Battle the Beat. Now, let's rock and roll, everybody. After touring the world with his band True Blue, Bodi takes some time off and returns to his home village in Snow Mountain. Later, Bodi learns that an all-girl band on a popular musical contest show do not know who his idol, the rock legend Angus Scattergood, is. Compelled to join the show after Angus's mysterious departure, Bodi takes his place as a musical coach for the girl pop group to restore the rock legend's good name. So, what do I personally think of the film? Well, to be quite honest, I don't consider it bad, but it's still not that great. But I still enjoyed it. And to further explain what I'm talking about, let's move on to Mustang Notes. The film was directed by Anthony Bell, whom I remember for directing Alpha and Omega, and it was written by Rob Moore, who also did the screenplay for the third Tinkerbell movie, which I should blog this coming summer. As for the animation, well, I think the Chinese CGI is still pretty good, and like films like Kung Fu Panda, Sing, and Zootopia, I like that this trilogy is set in a world inhabited by anthropomorphic animals with no humans. Plus, I think the Battle the Beat show kind of feels similar to America's Got Talent and American Idol due to the insults, comments, and criticism. Plus, I think the music and songs are still great to listen to. As for the story, well, it was okay. Yeah, it's still pretty cliched, but on the other hand, I like how the film explains about how music brings people together. And that's all I got for Mustang Notes. So let's move on to the characters and the voice actors who brought them to life. Our main character, Bodi, is again voiced by Graham Hamilton. Like the previous two movies, Bodi is a fun-loving, kind-hearted, thoughtful, selfless, and compassionate dog who is known for his innocence and naivety. Also, while Bodi didn't really like the Battle the Beat TV show, I like that he becomes a musical coach for Canine, teaching them how to find their voice and to write an original song. However, the only flaw with Bodi is that, like in the second movie, he is still easily manipulated. Next up is Angus Scattergood, voiced by Eddie Izzard, whom I remember from My Super Ex-Girlfriend, Pixar's Cars 2, and DreamWorks' Abominable. Now, for those who may not remember, Angus was Bodi's idol, role model, and inspiration to be a rock star. And in my eyes, during this movie, I like that Angus believes that music and rock and roll can bring folks together in harmony. However, after being clonked on the head, Angus gets amnesia and he tries to figure out who he is while herding sheep, repairing cars, sweeping chimneys, and cooking Chinese dishes. Now let's move on to the new characters, starting with the all-girl band Canine, which include Lucy, Tess, and Mia, voiced by Bethany Brown, Chiara Zani, and Diana Carina. To me, these three girls don't start out too good due to them having too much spunk and being a bit too rowdy. Plus, they rely heavily on flashy lighting, showy costumes, and a bubble machine. However, as the film progresses, the girls and Bodi eventually connect with one another and they become a pretty good team. Plus, I think their song, Let's Come Together, has such a sweet message about uniting and connecting with people. Another character to mention is Neon Light, voiced by Doron Bell, whom was Trenderhoof and Cattail from My Little Pony. This character is said to be the king of zing, who tosses barbs and insults back at Angus and Bodi, and he coaches a guitarist alligator named Axe, whose guitar kind of reminds me of Gene Simmons' Axe guitar from Kiss. Next we come to the new villain, Lisa, voiced by Nicole Oliver, aka Princess Celestia herself, and she voiced Princess Kaguya in Inuyasha's second movie, and she was Jack Will's mother in Wonder. This character is the host of the Battle the Beat TV show, and to me, she seems like the kind of person who enjoys drama and conflict. However, it's later revealed that not only is she responsible for Angus Scattergood's disappearance, but she's in reality a sheep from Snowy Mountain named Hazel, who enjoyed the good old days where there was conflict and battles between the sheep and the wolves, and she vows to somehow stir up trouble and bring back the tension between the two groups. Also, after Bodi finds out about her true intentions, Hazel tries to prevent him from revealing the truth. And now on to my final words. Overall, Rock Dog 3 Battle the Beat is not a great sequel, but it's not a bad one either. The story is a bit cliched, some of the old characters are alright, but sadly, other characters like Dharma, Gurmer, Fleetwood Yak, and Kampa aren't as important in this compared to how they were in the previous two films. The new characters like the Canine girls can range from rowdy and obnoxious to friendly and sweet. And the new villain is basically an opposite to Linux from the second movie. Plus, I think the CGI animation is still pretty good. The songs are a little cheesy, but still catchy to listen to, and the voice actors all do a pretty good job. So, if you folks are still Rock Dog fans, I think you should check this movie out on Blu-ray or DVD and share it with your children and family. As for my rating, I'll give it a 63% out of 100. Well, that's all for now, folks. Be sure to join me on St. Patrick's Day for my next blog. Mustang Power.